a WikiVidi Documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. The Gifted, US TV series. The Gifted is an American television series created for Fox by Matt Nix, based on Marvel Comics' X-Men properties. It is connected to the X-Men film series, set in an alternate timeline where the X-Men have disappeared. The show is produced by 20th Century Fox Television in association with Marvel Television, with Nix serving as showrunner. The series stars Stephen Moyer and Amy Acker as ordinary parents who take their family on the run after they discover their children's mutant abilities. Teale, Natalie Alyn Lind, Percy Hynes White, Coby Bell, Chung, Blair Redford, and Emma Dumont also star in the show, with Skyler Samuels and Byers joining them with the second season. The series received a pilot commitment at Fox after a previous attempted X-Men television series did not move forward at the network in 2016. The Gifted was ordered to series in May 2017. The Gifted's first season aired from October 2, 2017, to January 15, 2018, and consisted of 13 episodes. It received mostly positive reviews from critics and solid viewership. In January 2018, the series was renewed for a 16-episode second season, which began airing on September 25, 2018. Premise: two ordinary parents take their family on the run from the government when they discover that their children have mutant abilities, and join an underground community of mutants who have to fight to survive. At the end of the first season, several members of the underground leave to join the inner circle, and the second season sees conflict between these groups as well as others with their own extreme ideologies. Development. In July 2016, after a series based on the Hellfire Club, an X-Men comic property, did not move forward at Fox, the network made a pilot commitment for a different X-Men-based series. The new pilot, written by X-Men fan Matt Nix, was for an action-adventure series based on ordinary parents discovering their children's mutant abilities. Fox Entertainment president David Madden said that, "Developing a Marvel property has been a top priority for the network, and we are so pleased with how Matt Nix has led us into this thrilling universe." The series is produced by 20th Century Fox Television and Marvel Television, with 20th handling the physical production of the series, and Nix executive producing alongside X-Men film series producers Bryan Singer, Lauren Schuler Donner, and Simon Kinberg, and Marvel Television executives Jeff Loeb and Jim Corey. Nix pitched the series to executives as "running on empty with mutants." He created an elaborate presentation using Prezi which included photos of actors that he had altered to look like mutants, and graphics to explain how the series would fit in with the X-Men films as well as the larger X-Men universe of the comics. The presentation was met with applause, according to Loeb. The biggest criticisms that Nix received about his pitch was that he wanted to include too much story in the pilot, with some of his initial ideas becoming the stories of several other episodes. Early versions of Nix's pilot script were received enthusiastically by Fox executives, and Fox chairman and CEO Gary Newman was expecting a final draft in early January 2017. With a pilot pickup within a few weeks of that, Newman noted that development across the board this year is a little slower than usual, but the network hoped to begin airing the potential series during the 2017-18 television season. Nix said that as a fan of the X-Men comics, you don't want to be slavishly doing the same thing over and over again that everyone else has done, but at the same time, you're conscious that this is important, and that I owe something to my 10-year-old self right now. Fox officially ordered the series to pilot as Untitled Marvel Action Adventure Series at the end of the month. Donner referred to the series as Gifted in March, which was clarified to be a temporary title for the series. On May 9, Fox ordered the show to series as The Gifted. The pilot had been called one of the hottest pilots of the 2017 broadcast development season by commentators. The first season consists of 13 episodes. In August, Len Wiseman joined as a director and executive producer for the season. That October, Nix said that he had planned a couple of seasons in broad strokes, and stated that he wanted to be doing this show for a long time. Noting a growing trend in shorter, self-contained television seasons, Nix said that he wanted the show to feel more like a traditional, long-running story, and so have each season end in a satisfying way that does not feel close-ended. On January 4, 2018, the series was renewed for a 16-episode second season, described as being designed for limited runs. Fox had not been in a hurry to give the series an early renewal before then. Writing: Nix described the series as coming at the world of mutants from the side. The films and comics have generally started with the X-Men and encountered the world outside from their perspective. But the series looks to take place inside the world of people who are not already X-Men and do not yet know that world. He said the show would tell a more intimate story than the films have done, as it also explores issues surrounding mutants and what that experience is in a way that's hard to do in a 2-hour movie. Because a movie needs to move very quickly and needs to get to big action. These issues reflect modern, real-world problems such as police attempting to kill mutants just because they look different, or the government only taking issue with mutants if they reveal themselves in public. The series Mutant Underground is inspired by the Underground Railroad. Madden said that the series also took inspiration from Heroes, particularly for its themes of family and that loner, outcast, people with superpowers thing, though he felt the Gifted would take that thread in a very different direction than anything that happened on Heroes. Nix was particularly influenced by the comic District X, which is just about a district in New York. It's where the mutants are. The show is not a procedural, like the comic, at all. But it was seeing mutants in society, dealing with crime, drugs, their relationships to each other. We didn't take any characters from it. It was one of my favorites. Elaborating on the series not being a procedural, Nix said that it would not have a Save the Mutant of the Week formula, and would instead follow the ongoing story of the Mutant Underground as they both try to save other mutants and fight to protect themselves. Though each episode still has a beginning, middle, and end. When approaching mutant abilities in the series, particularly for the Strucker children who are just discovering theirs, Nix wanted to avoid clearly defining exactly what those abilities are immediately, since, when your powers manifest, they don't come with a label. It's not like somebody pops up and says, "Hey, you can do this." When we think about powers on the show, what's the organic relationship between this person as a living, breathing human being, and their power? The idea is that what your power is, and what you can do, is influenced by who you are as a character. The series explores how it feels for the characters to use their abilities, and shows those abilities evolving along with the characters. Casting. By early January 2017, exploratory casting for the series had begun, with the process expected to ramp up after the official pilot pickup. The next month, Blair Redford was cast as a mutant leader. Jamie Chung was cast as popular mutant Clarice Fong, Blink. Stephen Moyer was cast as Reed Strucker, a father and the series lead. And Sean Teale was cast as Mark Hostias, Eclipse, a mutant created for the series. In March, Natalie Alyn Lind joined as Lawrence Strucker, one of the series' central children. She was followed by Amy Acker as Caitlin Strucker, a mother and the series' female lead. Emma Dumont as mutant Lorna Dane, Polaris. Percy Hynes White as Andy Strucker, another of the central children. And Coby Bell as the morally ambiguous Jace Turner. Acker auditioned alongside the already cast Moyer. The pair did not meet the actors playing their children, Lind and White, until the table read of the pilot episode. With the series order in May, Redford's character was revealed to be John Proudstar, Thunderbird. Moyer, Acker, Teale, Lind, White, Bell, Chung, Redford, and Dumont all returned to star in the second season. By January 2018, Skyler Samuels, who recurred as the Stepford Cuckoos in the first season, was being looked at to be promoted to series regular for the second, and this move was confirmed in June, along with the announcement that Grace Byers would also be joining the series as a series regular, in the role of Reva. Filming. Production on the series pilot took place through March and April 2017, in Dallas, Texas. The rest of the first season was not filmed in the city after a decision on tax rebates in the state to be made by the Texas legislature took too long for the series' schedule, with production moving to Atlanta, Georgia. The series' setting was subsequently changed from Dallas to Atlanta, including a retroactive change to the pilot. Music. It was revealed in October 2017, ahead of the series premiere, that John Ottman and David Buckley were composing the score for the show. Ottman previously scored several of the X-Men films for Singer, and he collaborated with Buckley on the score for the film The Nice Guys. Shared universe connections. Donna explained in January 2017 that, unlike the previous X-Men television series Legion, this series is much more a part of just the world in terms of there are mutants. Mutants are hated. You feel like you're here in the X-Men world. Despite this, the cinematic universe will not worry about these TV worlds at all. The films will just continue in the way that they have been continuing. Nix added that the X-Men films don't all line up perfectly, so it's not like I'm slavishly fitting myself into a particular slot. But, if you like that world and the world of the movies, there are definite nods to it. It definitely exists in the same general universe. Nix wanted to avoid repeating the connection between Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the films of the Marvel Cinematic Universe by having a more general relationship with existing characters from the films appearing in different ways in the series, such as the new adaptation of Sentinels, mutant hunting robots that have appeared in several of the films. Moyer stated in June 2017 that The Gifted would be set between Legion, in which mutants are still largely not understood, and Logan, which sees the title character as one of the last mutants. He added, "We definitely slot into a timeline, but as of yet, we're not allied. I think they have given themselves a lot of leeway in order to be able to go places. But we've enough story within our universe to propel us forward without having to do that." The next month, Nix noted that the film X-Men: Days of Future Past established multiple, different timelines or streams in the X-Men universe, and that the series would take advantage of those to avoid the films and comics and instead do our own thing. He explained that in the series stream, the X-Men have disappeared, which is not just because they're too expensive for television, and something that the show would explore. He soon called this one of the central mysteries of the series, and revealed that it is due to a bit of a 9/11 event that caused enormous social upheaval and a lot of hatred towards mutants. Ratings. The pilot's viewership was called a solid start to the series, and was noted to be higher than the season premiere of Lucifer in the same time slot the year before, as well as the debut of the other new Marvel series of the season, Inhumans. By the series' second season renewal, it was considered to be a solid ratings performer for Fox, performing 18% better than the same time slot the year before, and ranking the third best new drama series of the season. Critical response. The review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes reported a 74% approval rating, with an average rating of 6.67 based on 50 reviews. The website's consensus states, "The Gifted's first season lays a solid foundation for an involving superhero drama that powers past the origin story doldrums by focusing on grounded, topical stories over mindless action and special effects." Metacritic, which uses a weighted average, assigned a score of 63 out of 100 based on 22 reviews, indicating generally favorable reviews. Comparison to Nazism. Discussing the series, Drew Koch of Bustle magazine noted that it explored themes such as the persecution of minority groups, sacrificing freedom for safety, and criticizing big government. He highlighted the antagonistic agency Sentinel Services, feeling that giving it the initials, SS, was a reference to the Schutzstaffel, a paramilitary division of Nazi Germany. USA Today's Brian Truitt also noted this reference, and the character Polaris directly calling out the government agents as Nazis, along with the mutant underground being patterned after the Underground Railroad. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?